Hi, everyone, and welcome to KIN 163, Intro to Exercise Physiology. I want this to be a brief welcome video, primarily to show you around on Blackboard and let you know where you can find everything you need for this course. Before we get to that, though, I want to give a territorial acknowledgement that UFE is on the unceded territory of the Solo peoples. And myself, a lot of the course, where I'll be coming to you from virtually is Vancouver, and that's located on the unceded and ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. So with that recognized, I want to move forward and start taking you through Blackboard. What you'll see here on the left-hand column or tab is every link that you'll need to find all the content, information, uh, etc. that you'll possibly need in the course. So you'll see the landing happens here on the announcements. What you'll see here is a bunch of posts, and they'll also be emailed to you, but I still want you to go from the email to check out the announcement on Blackboard because sometimes it cuts off information. Second point is you 100% need to ensure that you're receiving these announcements. This is where I'll update the schedule, the syllabus, any time important things, maybe extensions to assignments. So you will for sure want to have these announcements emailed to you, as well as checking up on them regularly when you come to your online class. But let's start at the start here in introductions. This is where I want you to come to the course. You'll notice this video posted here. You'll have your welcome week to do checklist. Do this immediately. Right now, this is what you need to do in your first week. It will help take you through all of the things that we cover in this video, plus a little more. I have a helpful Learning to Learn online link that can help those of you succeed and get set up for success a bit better. And here's your introduction. So this is called a Padlet. This is where you'll post a little bit about yourself to introduce you to myself and your classmates. So when we look at our course content, which is next up here on the checklist, we'll see we have course information, lecture section, and lab section. Yes, that is right. Unlike other courses, you have your lecture and lab both posted in the same place. So you'll always be able to find the information you need. Please ensure that you do work for both of these components. But let's go back to the course information. This is it. This is your bread and butter, okay? And I'm going to give you a secret passphrase right now because you're going to need it on a quiz later. And that passphrase is hello there, okay? It's an answer to a question on the quiz for your orientation quiz. I want you to know, and I want to know that you saw this video and made your way here. So this is your course syllabus. It includes both the lecture and lab parts of your syllabi. So both are in the one place, okay? Very, very important place to come, see what the policies are, see what you need to do in order to succeed in this class. If you have any questions, this is where I want you to come look, right here, okay? Also, in the same place is this schedule for your lecture and lab. Wow, again, both in the same place. How lucky are you all? Went through the trouble of doing that for you. Normally, those are separate, okay? I just want to be really clear about this class. Everything is brought together because it's the same instructor for both your lab and lecture sections. So please, please, please keep that in mind, but also, great, a little less work jumping back and forth for you, okay? Here you also have some general helpful tips and tutorials for using Blackboard if you're a little unfamiliar with it. Again, if you have questions, first place you go about the course is to the syllabus, okay? And that's located right here under this course information link, which again brings you here. So if you go to course content, here's the folder for course information, brings you to the same place, okay? Let's go back to course content and see here's the lecture section and the lab section. So this is where you're gonna find the content for your learning, okay? Again, I can link to either one of those folders right here in your left-hand margin, okay? So let's dive into the lecture section. You won't see all of this right away. They're time release. So you're going to see section by section or chapter by chapter that we cover open up to you and become more available as it goes on. But as you can see right now, this is probably what it'll look to you. Just the orientation week, you're going to see your welcome week checklist and this video that you're viewing right now. Okay. So again, this is where all in the lecture section, you can get to it here, all your course content is going to be. Okay. So let's press forward into lab section. Wow, we're blasting through here. First up, again, same thing. You're only going to see your orientation to the lab and formula sheet. Heads up, orientation for the lab doesn't happen for like another week or so. So you're going to have some time. Check your course schedule. Where do you find that? The course information section. Your syllabus and schedule are going to be right here. If you have any questions about when things are due, this is where you go, okay? But again, here's your lab manual that will occur in each of these. So for example, if I click on this first lab, you'll see your lab manual is right here. Okay, you'll click on it, it'll tell you all what you need to learn, as well as the activities you need to do. All these folders are here to supplement this. And just a heads up, there are lectures associated with this. This is quite a long one, has quite a bit of activities in there that walk you through a lot of the lab manual just for the first one. But that being said, the lectures are primarily supplementary. So I would focus on doing the activities in the lab manual. If you find you're getting stuck or the instructions aren't clear in the lab manual, then I would turn to the lectures. Some students, because I speak quite slowly in these lectures for the lab, and yeah, you can speed up the speech on YouTube, okay? So feel free to use that feature. Feel free to pause, rewind, etc., right? All the benefits that you have for video lectures. Okay, let's go back and remember where we're at. So we're in a folder here. We are in the Lab 1 folder, but let's duck out again to the whole lab section folder. Again, these will time release to you as we get to these units. Okay, so we've covered course content, which again includes these 3 links right here to these folders. You can go direct or go through this link. When you do your lab section, you will have activities to do for each of your labs. What will you do? You're going to come to this discussion section and you're going to post your activity here, okay? Some weeks, heads up, here's a little highlight for you. Some weeks will require a discussion to be made. So you'll make your post and you will be expected to participate in a discussion with your peers, both on your post and theirs. More details will be found under the lab section, okay, in the guide there. But this is where you find that discussion forum right here. Additionally, you will need to make lab groups. Here is where you make your groups right here. You can click there. Or you can go back to the introduction, go to this Padlet, and as people start introducing themselves there, you can make comments on their posts and ask if they want to be in a lab group with you. Special note on that. You are responsible for forming lab groups, and if you have someone approach your group and ask to be in the lab and you don't have up to your maximum 4 people in your group, please let them in, okay? If you don't find a group, if you want to do it on your own, that's your prerogative, but I highly suggest against it. Students are significantly more successful in their assignments when done in a group, okay? Almost there, 2 more points. You got your lab assignments. You'll find them here. Again, they'll time release to you as you get to them. Right now, all you'll see is some forum guidelines. So when you're doing your lab activities and this general activity questionnaire, more details will come when you get to lab 1, but you will need to complete this PDF and submit it to ensure that you're healthy and able to engage in the lab activities that require some physical activity. If you find that you can't, very important, just send me an email. We'll certainly be able to modify all labs for you to be able to participate in. Okay, so no worries there. Last but not least, Quizzes and exams. Yes, we got some of those. That's our last link here. You'll see them. Again, it's time released. They'll only be available during the period you can write them. So each week they'll open on Monday, your weekly reading quizzes for lecture. They'll open on the Monday, close on Sunday. Okay, both at midnight on either of those days. So again, don't expect to see much here unless you have a quiz to do that week, okay? Here is your syllabi and orientation quiz. This is mandatory. This proved to me, 1, you watched this video. 2, you looked at your syllabus. And 3, you completed your first week's activities, okay? It's ultimately for your success. It is not for marks, but please complete it. You have an hour for 9 questions. I think you'll do great, okay? All right, and that is everything. So here were all your links on Blackboard, everything for your lab and lecture, the activities, the assignments, the quizzes and exams. And if you have any questions, you'll want to refer to here, your course syllabi. Okay, cheers.